Hey, what's up, everyone? Peace. So, what do I want to talk about right now? I want to talk about why or how I've gotten into the mindset to where I want to get into med school, right? And I feel like I should talk about this because it's going to set a standard for the other things that I want to talk about. For instance, I want to go deep into talking about the pre-med courses. I want to talk about the MCAT. I want to talk about volunteering. And I feel like before should talk about those things, I should at least state where my mindset is, right? Kind of ease you guys into my mind, see what's going on here or what happened. So this is what happened, right? This is basically what happened. Um, in high school, I did not have the mindset of becoming a doctor. It was not something in my mind at all, right? In high school, I guess around my lifetime, I was moving a lot. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I remember my stepdad, he would ask me, "Hansley, what do you want to become when you grow up?" I was like, "I don't know." It's not even something that I would think about, right? I get into freshman year and I don't get good grades. I get like C's. I get like 1B and I get C's. It kind of improves. Why? Because I would say I'm a hardworking person. So and my parents put me in a position to where if you don't pass, you're done. If you don't pass, you're done. Your life is over. I'm not gonna explain that, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean. So basically, I was getting by with my classes. When I got to like sophomore, junior year, my grades picked up. I passed in Florida. I went to a school in Florida, and around the sophomore year, you have to take this test called the FCAT, and I passed that the first time. I'm so glad because there were some of my classmates who did not pass that test, and they had to retake it the next year, and not passing the test would prevent them from graduating. You know, I got by through motivation from my mom and my stepdad, right? When I got into when I became a senior, I did not know what I was gonna do. I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't scared of it. All I wanted to do was graduate. I- Um, that's all I wanted to do, and I did. Right? I remember I was struggling in my trigonometry class, and I was getting by, just slowly getting by. Barely passing the exams, not knowing what to do. But it was that hard work that I had in my mind. I was like, I need to graduate, and I did. So I graduated. What happened after high school? Um, I actually wanted to join the Navy or the Air Force because I did not think I would be able to start college. And I found out that um, I was basically going to be able to start college. Maybe I'll talk about that in another time. Maybe I'll start doing videos about college for anyone who thinks they cannot start college, or for anyone who does not, I guess, see the point. Or maybe I could probably go in depth another time. So basically, I found out that I'd be able to start college. So I did. I didn't join the Navy. I didn't join the the Army. I started college at a community college, right? That's where I started. Um, and I started there because my mom was going through a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to go in depth into that, but basically she was going into a lot of stuff. So I thought it would be better to go to a community college because I'm more closer to my mom. It won't put as much burden to her. So with that being said, when I started college, I had the mindset that I wanted to learn something that would put me into the medical field, into healthcare field, something of that sort. Except, the problem was I did not know what I was gonna do. So I start college. I start taking, um, I started taking. I was like, I know I need to take at least a math and an English. I took English 1101. I took college algebra. I remember taking macroeconomics and psychology, and I was like, I just felt like those are classes that I should take. I didn't know what I was doing. I took those classes, after like, I guess after midpoint of the first semester of getting into college, I told myself, I should try to become a nurse, right? I was passionate about it. I was like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to become a nurse, because nursing is in the healthcare field, and this is what I told myself. I actually did want to become a doctor, um, but I didn't want to do it right away because I didn't feel like I was in a position. I was in. I guess my family was not doing so good to a point where I told myself, if I do want to become a doctor, um, I wouldn't be able to get a job after 4 years of college. I was really, I guess, in a supportive mindset. So I was like, man, I really don't want to get into med school right away because my family might be struggling, things like that. So I was like, I want to become a nurse because when you do nursing, you in those 4 years you learn the skills. You learn the skills that you'll need to use in the field, and then some, right? While you're getting paid. So that was my mindset. And I liked the healthcare field. I love learning about science. So around that time period, I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be a nurse. I remember taking the second semester, I remember taking anatomy and physiology. After taking those classes, I was like, yo, I love this class. I was like, I love science. I love it. I love it so much. When I finished taking that course, I got a decent grade in it. I should have gotten an A. I ended up getting a B. I ended up getting a high B. And man, the nervous system is a killer. Nervous system was what broke me down. And also, I remember that, um, man, I guess there were other family related issues that I had to deal with that was conflicting me from like staying at school and studying. And I guess I don't really like making excuses. Ah, man, I hope this isn't gonna be a too long video. Basically, yes, I did whatever I could to get that B. And so after taking anatomy and physiology, I started to think like, or in my mind, I was like, yo, I love this class. It goes in depth about teaching the parts of the body and also how it functions with another, the different systems, the digestive system, the blood vascular system, all the organs and how they work together in that system, and also potentially all at once holistically. But then I told myself, I realized that there's a lot that I want to know. There is so much that I want to know about the body and how it works. And I told myself, do nursing, if I stay doing nursing, basically there's going to be a lot that I don't know. And the reason I got to that point, or what motivated, or the reason I said that is because I started looking at NCLEX books. I was that motivated. I started looking at NCLEX books. I told myself, if I want to become a nurse, then I'm going to have to pass this NCLEX. So I started looking at and it's like, I felt like the way that the questions were geared towards the test taker was as if, you look at scenarios and you answer the scenarios to the best of your ability, I guess in a ethical standpoint, and um, and also you're taking orders from the doctor. That's one thing I always saw in the NCLEX books, in this one NCLEX book that a friend had let me read. You always obey the doctor. And then one other thing, I started looking at the courses, the mandatory courses that you take as a nursing student. And to me, I basically concluded that there is if I stay in nursing, there is going to be a lot that I won't know that I want to know. So I was like, I can't do nursing. I don't want to do nursing. I want to become a doctor right away. So from then, I started to look into look into what it takes to become a doctor, what it takes to get into medical school. Um, what you take in college, what you take at a university, and what you have to do to get accepted, and what courses you take in medical school, and what you have to do after medical school, and the subspecialties. I started looking at all of that. I started looking at YouTube videos. I started reading at articles, as much as I could to really validate the fact that I want to do this. So I did. So like so yes, man. And it's a lot because it was a lot I had to think about. And that basically ends it, right? That basically, I guess, explains why I wanna, or my mindset leading to now, as to why, one of the reasons. That's only one reason, and like, I am so focused. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I've looked into everything that I have to do. I looked at the odds, and I'm doing like whatever it takes. So that's just an introduction to, I guess this could be like a second introduction to, I guess, all of everything else that I want to talk about. Yeah. So please comment, subscribe if you are interested, and I wanna see some feedback. Maybe no one's gonna comment, or I'd like to hear other people who are trying to get into medical school. I'd like to hear your experience, to the reason why, or to what led you. So yes, peace, stay positive. All right.